You know what, man? I'm thinking about even perhaps having, another match myself.
Now that's some big news right there.
Booker
T back in the ring one more time.
I'm thinking about getting in the ring one more time. I wouldn't say one more time. I might get in the ring another time after. I've never really said I was retired.
Yeah.
Now
there was a Harlem Heat retirement.
It was Harlem Heat. It was Harlem Heat last match.
Yeah. Final Heat was Harlem Heat's last match.
Yeah. But as far as me, I never said that I was retired. I never said that I was never gonna put the boots on ever again. People ask me, do I miss it? I go, no, I don't. People ask me, man, are we going to see one more match? And I've always said, hey, never say never, because you never know what you're going to do. Right now, I feel good. My body is, is in, as peak performance as it's going to get. At this stage right now, but
peak at 53, is still good. I mean, it's a different peak than 33,
man.
But it's still a good peak to be at.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm not trying to, put myself over or anything like that. Pat myself on the back or anything like that. But I've done a hell of a job trying to stay in shape, trying to keep my body right, trying to keep my body tight. I'm a happily married man, but man, these young girls, man, I gotta fight them off. You feel me? You know what I mean? Because I'm
well, you know what?
I'm loyal.
I'll attest to it. I've seen it happen. I have seen people approach you. I've seen young women approach you.
Hey man, you remember this? We're in the club. You know what I mean? This one woman, she come and
you got to hear this, Ed. This is so great. Book and I are in the club. Okay, you tell the story though. This is great.
Go right ahead.
Okay, we're there. We're talking. We're chatting. A nice young lady comes up. She's dressed real nice. She's looking pretty good. Looking real good.
Yeah.
She starts, conversating with Book, right? Conversating isn't a word, by the way, but I like to use it.
Yeah.
She's having a little conversation with Book. Next thing I know, she asks him, are you married? And he says, why, yes. And then her follow-up was, are you happy with your marriage?
Yeah, I'm like, well, here's my wife right here.
Yeah, his wife.
You about to get in trouble.
The queen was 5 steps away. As soon as she saw her approach, she was gone. She took a powder.
My thing is, man, I'm gonna try my best, man. I'm gonna try my best to stay in shape, man. You know what I mean? Because ain't nothing wrong with looking. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with inquiring. You know what I mean? And
curiosity,
exploring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't touch nothing.
No.
You know what I mean? Keep the 3-foot rule in effect, baby. If you understand what I'm saying. But I am thinking about getting back to the story. I am thinking about getting back. I want to know what the listeners think about that. Do they think I should get back in the ring? Or not, because you and I, we talk about it here on the show all the time. 40. It should be that mark where, guys, step back and walk
at least in
away.
MMA.
In MMA, you know what I mean? But,
Flair wrestled to what, 63 or something like that? I mean, Terry Funk wrestled last night.
Yeah.
At 75 or however old he is.
I think Vader was in the ring a month before he died.
Yeah. At least a month or maybe 2 months or two. It's, wrestling's a different thing.
Yeah, but
Hogan says he wants one more run.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, I want to know what my listeners think about me, Booker T, getting back in the ring one more time, only at Reality Wrestling, not, on the WrestleMania stage or anything like that.
Not to say you wouldn't.
Not to say I wouldn't. If
the call came.
It would be something I would really have to think about, though. It really would be, because it's not something.
So what would be the factors you would have to consider? Well,
one thing about a main, one thing about a main, every year, you know what I mean. He gets older, and for myself, when I left the ring, I worked at a very, very high level, you know what I mean. And to go out there and to be able to do it at that level. I don't know if I could actually do it like that again. So it'll be a question in my mind, do I still have the hops? You know what I mean? Do I still got the juice? Can I still go out there and get it done, baby?
Still in the feet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the spin-a-rooney, the torque. Is the torque on the spin-a-rooney going to be as quick? You know what I mean? The scissor kick, is it going to be as violent? You know what I mean? You know,
Extension.
Can he still hop? You know what I mean? As far as the jumping side kick goes, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Do we have one Harlem hangover left in his body?
Oh, no, God, no. I'm going to answer that question for you right now.
Well, I was just throwing that out there. I wasn't actually
Don't
thinking
get carried
about
away now, Buck. Don't get carried away. We don't want to see that happen. What was the success rate in your prime on the Harlem Hangover?
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you might have a point. Yeah, but to get back in the ring, that's what I do, man. My students, you know, my young soldiers, my warriors, that go out there and do it for me on a monthly basis. It's up to the sensei to go out there and show them that, hey, this is the way it's supposed to be done. You know, and if I can't go out there and do that, seem like I'm not totally doing my job. You know, and if you know, we only on this earth for so long. You know what I mean? If I lived forever, you know, that's another story. But to be able to do it while we can here on this earth, God's green earth, it's one's duty, I think, to get it done. So hey, I'm thinking about it.
Well, y'all let us know. Text in, call in, tweet in, 713-572-4610 or at Booker T5X or at Heated Convos on Twitter. Tweet us what you think. If Booker T should get back in the ring at 53 at Reality of Wrestling. I would like to see it. I would like to see it. It was a career moment for me, was getting to call that Harlem Heat match.
Look, man, the world would love to see it. You know what I mean? So hey, it's
But
open.
with the pay-per-view buyers, that's who we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
You know, you got to get some scratch off of it, Book. I mean, if we're gonna do it, we got to do it right.
You gotta do it. You gotta get paid. You gotta get paid.
Well, you always said, don't do something you're really good at for free, right?
Well,
Or if you're really good at something, you don't have to worry about a check coming in. That's what you said.
that is.
That's
you
what
know
you-
what I mean. So my thing is, you know, I'm really thinking about it. You know, and the thing is, my son, he's 7 years old. By then he will be 8 years old. He's got that feeling now to want to go down to the school. You know what I mean? He want to get in the ring and train. You know, so
I've seen the kid run the ropes a little bit, though.
yeah. Exactly.
He's got some natural ability.
Oh, he's got a mean lockup.
He's got a great
He got
lockup.
a mean wrist lock and a mean hammer lock as well. You know.
Yeah.
He's learned the combination. You know. So right now, you know, to be able to show my son, hey, this is what Dad. You know, and the thing is, he's watching me on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, he's still a big John Cena fan. You know, and I need.
He caught John Cena's hat right at a Raw.
Yeah.
He was really happy about
Got
it.
the wristbands.
Yeah.
You know, the hat. He had everything.
He had the jorts.
And he wore it in the house for like about a week or two. You know, I'm like, man, you need to take that off. You know what I mean? Like right now, you know what I mean? You know, Dad did John Cena. I'm like, don't you know Dad beat up John Cena? Don't you know Dad made John Cena, you know, kiss the royal feet? No, you didn't do that. Let me show it to you.
There's this little thing called WWE Network. Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
Let me show the kid what the business is.
Hey, man, you know, that's what.
Do you ever think about that, though? Like, I know it's kind of a sidebar, but do you ever think about there's so many. You worked in this really awesome time in wrestling to where you could wrestle some of the big stars of the 80s. Like, you know, you were rubbing shoulders with Flair, Steamboat, Savage, Hogan, right? And then you were right there in the 90s where wrestling was at its highest heights, where you were wrestling Austin, Rock, Triple H, right? Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, that nice run, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
And then you were even there toward the latter portion where you're wrestling Samoa Joe, AJ Styles,
Hey, man.
John Cena, right? Bobby Roode. I mean, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
All the guys who are on top of the business now, you were wrestling. I think you were in one of those crazy times where you got to wrestle some of the biggest
I was literally
icons.
like in, you know, caught in a whirlwind, man.
Yeah.
The perfect storm. It
Yeah.
really was, you know, coming in at the right time, you know, being able to, you know, Kenning, you know, like you say, Flash,
Yeah.
Steamboat, you know, so many great, Eddie Guerrero, so many greats that went out and performed at such a, I mean, come on, Rick Martel, you got to be kidding me.
I mean, we talked
how
about
did-
Vader. You wrestled on the side of Vader, Sid Vicious,
exactly, you know what I
Sting.
mean?
How could we forget
I mean,
Sting, Goldberg?
to be a part of something like that, to be a part of that era was definitely truly something special for me. You know, to be able to wrestle so many generations of different wrestlers.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But think about it, really, honestly, from Flair to Styles, right? From one world champion all the way to the most current one.
Yeah.
That's a really crazy
career.
career.
Yeah, that is. I don't even know how it happened.